Jungkook of BTS officially wins a Grammy, a historic moment for K-pop on the global music stage. He did it. Jungkook of BTS has officially made history as the first K-pop solo artist to win a Grammy. A recognition that for years felt almost impossible for South Korean musicians has now been realized in the most surprising, emotional, and monumental way. Is this the biggest turning point in the history of K-pop in the global music industry? Or is it the beginning of an inevitable new era? On the night of the world's most prestigious music awards, millions of eyes watched the time-stopping moment. Jungkook stood on the Grammy Awards 2025 stage with trembling but confident hands, clutching his first golden trophy. When his name was announced as Best Pop Solo Performance, the Los Angeles auditorium roared. It was as if the world had just witnessed the collapse of global boundaries in the music industry. There was no celebration full of sparkling fireworks, no theatrical dance. Just one figure, standing in an elegant black suit, uttering words that made millions of hearts tremble. This award is not just mine. It belongs to all of us. Army, you have brought me this far. This victory is not just about one song. It's not just about an idol who soared solo from a legendary boy band. It is the culmination of a long process full of dedication, hard work, and artistic evolution. Jungkook, once dubbed the Golden Magne for his ability to sing, dance, and produce music, is now recognized as a true global music icon. His debut solo album, Golden, exploded on the international market upon its release. Songs like Seven and Standing Next to You not only topped the Billboard charts, but also set streaming records on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. However, the Grammy Award he won tonight is the highest validation of his musical career. No longer just a member of BTS, Jungkook is now an independent artist who unites East and West on one cultural stage. What makes this victory deeper is not just the fact that this is Jungkook's first Grammy, but also what it represents. So far, the American music industry has been considered a fortress that is difficult for non-Western artists to penetrate. K-pop, despite having millions of global fans, is often underestimated. But tonight, that perception cracked. The hashtag Jungkook wins GRAMY dominated global social media within minutes. From Seoul to Sao Paulo, from London to Jakarta, millions of fans shed tears watching one of the most emotional moments in the history of the modern music industry. Many likened this feeling to seeing their own child go up to the graduation podium. Reactions from fellow artists also echoed widely. Singer and collaborator Charlie Puth wrote, "You did it, brother. You changed the game." The Weeknd called him the face of the future of global pop music. Even pop singers like Sabrina Carpenter and Billie Eilish congratulated him directly, acknowledging that Jungkook's presence has rebalanced the dynamics of the industry. Meanwhile, major media outlets such as Billboard, Rolling Stone, and Variety did not hesitate to call this victory a game-changer for the entire K-pop genre. CNN highlighted how a singer from Busan who debuted at the age of 15 is now a global figure who crosses the boundaries of language, culture, and industry. Not only the global public, but the South Korean government is also proud. The president of Korea officially sent his congratulations, calling Jungkook a symbol of Korean cultural strength on the world stage. Headlines across national newspapers juxtaposed Jungkook with icons like Psy and BTS in raising the country's image through cultural soft power. However, behind the spotlight and global applause, there is a more personal layer in this moment. Jungkook, in his acceptance speech, did not forget to mention the BTS members. "Hyungdul, this is also for you," he said, holding back tears. It was clear that even though he is now shining alone, he never forgets where he came from. A young man who used to take the train from Busan to Seoul to pursue his dream now stands at the top of the world. That journey was not instant, not easy, and never certain. But his unyielding spirit and strong relationship with his fans made everything possible. In various parts of the world, Grammy viewing parties turned into a sea of tears and cheers. In Times Square, a large LED screen replayed the moments of Jungkook's victory. In Seoul, fans held Thanksgiving events and lit candles as a form of love. In Jakarta, ARMY gathered in cafes, singing Jungkook songs while sharing banners that read, "You made history." A fan wrote on X, "He didn't just win a Grammy. He won the world." This quote went viral. And indeed, that night was not just about one trophy. It's about a global spirit united by one name, Jungkook. Beyond statistics, achievements, or awards, this victory night conveys a message that cannot be ignored. Music unites, and dreams know no bounds. Jungkook's victory is proof that authenticity, perseverance, and emotional connection with fans can penetrate even the most exclusive industry boundaries. If the world once viewed K-pop as a fringe genre, it has now entered the heart of the global music industry, and Jungkook is its main face. As the stage began to dim and the last camera stopped recording, there was one silent moment that was so powerful. Jungkook looked down, clutching the Grammy trophy to his chest, then looked up at the ceiling of the arena. His smile slowly etched itself, as if whispering, "Finally, we arrived." For the young Korean artists, for all Asian artists, for every fan who has felt marginalized, this victory is yours too. Congratulations, Jungkook. You didn't just make history, you are history itself. Jungkook BTS wins Grammy, history or sensation? But behind all the fanfare that flooded social media and television screens, there is a profound question that we should reflect on together. Did all of this really happen? Or could we be witnessing a narrative that is too perfect to be true, a story shaped for the sake of publicity and sensationalism? In a digital era flooded with information, it is difficult to separate reality from engineering. Especially when big news like Jungkook wins Grammy spreads widely on TikTok, X, formerly Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Instagram Reels, to click-oriented online media. Are we really witnessing a victory? Or are we just absorbing the euphoria visually and emotionally curated by algorithms? Let's dissect it further. Every viral impression on TikTok about Jungkook's moment at the Grammy shows extraordinary emotional expressions, both from the artist, fans, and other celebrities. However, have we ever asked, who first spread that snippet? Is the source trustworthy? Viral videos can be easily edited, polished, and given additional narratives that drive public perception. Some uploads even show official quotes from world celebrities without links to the main source. Some clips are allegedly from convincing fan-made montages. So, the question is, what really happened on the Grammy stage that night? And more importantly, did you witness it yourself? Or just experience it through a 30-second video clip with a bombastic caption? We live in an era where virality often replaces verification. When someone says, Jungkook won a Grammy on YouTube Shorts and the video is watched millions of times, psychologically, the public is more likely to believe, without feeling the need to double-check the facts to official sources such as the Grammy website, the Recording Academy, or other credible media. This is where healthy skepticism is important. What seems true is not necessarily true. A strong narrative is not necessarily factual. In this case, you need to ask yourself, does this news come from media with a credible reputation? Does this information have real evidence in the form of official videos, official quotes, or press publications? Who first spread this information? And do they have a conflict of interest? Most of the viral content about Jungkook's victory comes from clips that are emotional and not informational. There has been no official press conference, no statement from the Recording Academy released on its official website, and most of the celebrity reactions are just screenshot quotes without account confirmation. Is it possible that this is all part of an album promotion or a marketing strategy wrapped as a monumental achievement? Perhaps a sharper question is, Why are we so eager to believe that this is true? As fans, of course, we want to see our idols recognized by the world. However, that desire can be a loophole for false narratives to infiltrate our minds unfiltered. In many cases, fan enthusiasm is used as a tool to twist reality. News like this is then polished, repeated, and requoted so that truth and lies become blurred. And when that happens, the question is no longer, is this true? But why didn't we verify it from the start? Again, let's clarify. Information regarding Jungkook's victory at the Grammy that is circulating on various social platforms comes from sources that have not been fully verified. Some of them are even potentially the result of creative engineering, visual fan fiction, or just uploads without factual basis. We are not here to spoil the euphoria you are feeling. However, we invite you to be a wiser consumer of information. Ask yourself, why do I believe this news? Have I checked its validity enough? If this turns out to be untrue, how will I respond? Am I part of spreading false information at a time when the world is filled with voices and narratives? The people who choose to listen critically are those who truly understand. The digital world has created the illusion that we know everything. But the truth is not always viral. And what is viral is not necessarily true. IN closing, we would like to INV.